Hello everyone, it's Farkit here, and in this video I'm going to cover the new monster in the game. Now I'm not sure what he's referred to as. I've heard that he's mentioned as a worm in the game files, though people are calling him the sausage and all sorts of other things. Either way, he is intense. He's going to completely change the game once he starts coming into your world. What it is appears to be a group of sausage links, and they form together to attack. When they're separated, they can't do anything from what I can see, though once they join together, they can really mess you up. I've noticed it's actually not very effective against the player. What it's effective against is your buildings. Now, it took me a while to get them to come, so what I did is I built a little platform using the FARC method too. I haven't done a video on it, but it's floating structures. Figured if I do a video on it before the update, they'll fix it, bastards. But in this case, I can get away with it. So what I did is I turned the speed of time up using console commands and just messed around shooting the crossbow. And then I started shooting things with the flare. Well, it was funny how fast he reloads that thing with the time sped up. I'm not fast forwarding the footage. This is actually how the game's playing right now. Anyway, I was shooting away, waiting for this thing to come. And all of a sudden, I started getting swamped. And he showed up. So I had to turn the speed down very quickly because otherwise I was going to get messed up. His first attack I noticed is he does this flying thing where he joins together and flies up in the air, and he'll either belly flop or he will dive at you. Now, depending how far away you are, if you're quite close, he won't dive at you. He'll just belly flop. I don't know how realistic it is, but it's cool. I don't care. It's awesome. Yeah, my floating structure, he completely destroyed it. So maybe all these floating structures I've been creating have caused them to do this. It's quite buggy, I've noticed, especially when there's a lot of structures in the game that aren't built by you. They get caught on them a lot. So it is actually a tactic I've learned already to build around obstacles that it can get caught in, especially the cannibal huts. Now, I turned off God mode and put creepy armor on because I really didn't know how much damage this thing was going to do. And I was just running around killing cannibals, trying to clear up the situation so I could focus on the new monster. See, right there, it swooped at me, but it hit the cannibal hut and couldn't move. So, once it swoops, it falls into little pieces. And I stood in the middle of it, though sometimes it can hit you. I don't know how that happens. And then it started forming the circle thing. I think it was trying to form to walk, but some of its pieces were stuck in the cannibal hut over there. So it must need all its pieces to form its structure. As you can see, it can't form a full shape, so it kind of just sits there and then it will break apart. It's weird. And yes, it kept getting caught on the cannibal hut when it went to fly. Though when it forms its tower, it does land on you. It doesn't do that much damage, surprisingly. So I think your structures are the things you got to look out for. But yeah, I didn't think I was taking any damage. So what I did is I actually lit a rock on fire. I thought I might have still been invulnerable, having God mode on. I lit a rock on fire to take damage, and it hurt me more than this thing did. Though I built a log cabin to test it, and it destroyed it in one hit. Though log cabins aren't very strong, so I wouldn't be too concerned about your defensive structures like your walls and that. Now this was freaking hilarious. It formed into its walking form, and it stood on the cannibal and he exploded. I thought it was great. I thought, this is awesome. I've noticed all the pieces don't attach. It's like there's a few spares. You know, when you buy furniture, sometimes it will come with spare parts. That sort of thing. If it's in its walking form, you'll know it's coming. The whole ground shakes when it's coming for you. More so than the cowman when he's charging at you. You can hear big loud footsteps. He destroyed my deadfall traps in one stomp. He does a lot of damage. He doesn't move too fast in particular. What I noticed is I shot him with a slingshot and he fell to pieces. So it might be a way to take him out. Or disable him temporarily. Now I'm calling him he because he's made up of sausages, and I think the phallic nature of this new enemy makes sense. He's not that aggressive and he'll get sidetracked very easy. He walked away into the forest and just started clearing heaps of trees. So if you want a new lumberjack, scrap the armsy and get this thing to walk through the forest near your base. Just don't lead him to your base, of course. I thought this was cool. He formed the flying ability and flew at me through the forest. It looked really cool. Now I thought, there's got to be an easy way to kill him. I'll go into the river or lake, and this will screw him. He did the flying thing and landed in the water. I thought, yep, this is going to kill him. There's no way he's going to survive. But they were able to hit me while I was down here. He formed the pillar while I was in the water. And guess what? Anyway, I thought it was just taking a long time to damage him. He disappeared underwater. I thought, that's it. He's dead. But no, the water doesn't kill this thing. So your bases on islands are no longer completely safe. I don't know how this affects the lore of the game, considering this thing can walk through water now. The way the game's set up, it's on a peninsula, they can't escape. I don't know, maybe this affects the lore of the game a bit. So yeah, he kept getting sidetracked and walking away, and I had to keep following him. I noticed a little piece of him died. Didn't seem to affect him. Though he'll just go walking around, and I think if he spots you, he'll come after you. I don't know if the little things work as scouts. I'm not sure. I built a wall, and him walking over the top was really intimidating. It was really scary. It's very cinematic, this enemy. I like him a lot. He's my new favorite enemy by far. Though I'm probably saying that now until he destroys my base, and I'll have the shits, and I'll probably not say so much. Though your defensive wall takes quite a few hits from him to stop him. Though I'm pretty sure he can just walk straight over your defensive walls. I'm not sure if he can or not. He can't walk over the cannibal huts, maybe not. I don't know if he patrols with other enemies. I haven't seen that yet. I've only seen him once, and this is the time. I was on day 104 and he wasn't showing up, so I skipped it to day 200 and then he spawned. I don't know what day he spawns. It might be after 100 or something. I don't know. I got on a small raft to see if I could escape by boat. That didn't turn out to work too well. He came straight in the water after me. He knocked my boat up and I got launched into the air. Luckily I could land in the water. I used a houseboat to see if that was a bit more durable, and he's sitting there knocking it up. It kind of reminds me of those tripod things from War of the Worlds. Be cool if it made a noise. I shot him with a slingshot from the houseboat and he fell to pieces. Though I decided to try and figure out how to kill this thing, and you pretty much just go around killing all its worms. I'd imagine if it's in its form, a fully formed being, a sticky bomb might be a way to take it out. I didn't set it on fire either. On hard and hard survival, mutants take 66% less fire damage, so fire's not going to be very effective against these things. When you're hitting them and killing them, they actually drop bones, as well as once they drop onto the ground, if you keep hitting them, you get bones out of them. I don't know what happens if you take out some of the pieces, they can't form anything, or if new parts start coming along. What I do know is that if you die, you actually die for real, and it shows you as part of one of the worms. They convert you into one of these worm things. So you actually become part of the creature. I think that's how it forms its pieces. So yeah, don't die to this. I'm just kidding. That doesn't really happen, but I thought it would be cool. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on this new enemy and what names you've come up for it. I'm going to start a new playthrough and I'll be taking him into account. I wanted to wait until this update drops until I did another playthrough, because that way I can naturally explore the content. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.